Hey guys, me again. This isn't the podcast. This is Friday morning. Just wanted to let you know that I forgot to hit record again on the podcast. Yeah, 3 weeks in a row. So the video portion of the podcast does kick in at like 12 minutes. I mean, it's going to be a little shifted from what it actually is based on this intro. And I spent some time today working on a second intro that's going to come on all the video podcasts. As a little, apology for me keep screwing this up and abruptly starting the video podcast mid-conversation. So hopefully I fix these issues in the future. I've written myself a little note to stick on my computer to hit record on the camera. And while I have you, I have created 2 social media accounts, one on Instagram, that's Instagram/AaronTheBrock, and I made a Facebook page, Aaron Air Out. So if you want to come chat with some new fans, make some new friends, maybe we'll have a barbecue, huh? Maybe we can have a baptism, or I don't know. We can do anything, whatever you guys want. I'm open to suggestions, but come check those things out. Hopefully this community will start growing at some point as I put in more work and create more things. So thanks for watching. Again, apologies for the abrupt video start to this podcast, but I hope you guys enjoy otherwise. See ya. It's like, still not the podcast. One more thing. I swear, just one more thing, then we'll get into the podcast. The green screen. I know there's a green screen behind me in the podcast. There's not going to be anything on it. I kind of like haphazardly threw it up, and there's a bunch of wrinkles in it. So when I tried to chroma key it out, it made me like start to disappear. The fuzzy edges. It looked like a really bad 80s green screen. So I'm gonna ignore it for this episode. Next time I use it, I'm gonna straighten it out, and hopefully we can get some better backgrounds going. But just gonna be a green background for now. Just wanted to don't get your hopes up that I'm gonna do some fun stuff with it. And this isn't like me trying to distract you. There's gonna be nothing on it. I swear, I'm not editing anything onto it. Now, that being said, now I'm getting your hopes up. Now you can enjoy the podcast. Episode 18, Big Ol' Hole. Take it away, Aaron.
When there's stuff on your mind and it's feeling unclear, just hop on the mic and speak without fear. Let's air out.
Welcome back, everybody, to Aaron Air Out, brand new in 2022. And guess what? We have a special guest with you. With me, with both of us. He's here for both of us. Please welcome my friend, Glenn from Cloud9.
Hey everybody, it's me, Glenn.
Hey Glenn, well, we're so happy to have you. Welcome to be the first guest on Aaron Air Out.
Oh wow, is this a radio show?
Not quite. This is a podcast, so it doesn't exactly, you can't get on your car. You can actually if you cast it through your phone, but it's not going to be on through a tower or anything.
Oh, well that's okay. Wait, a podcast like Joey Rogan? Are you Joey Rogan?
No, not Joe Rogan.
Pull me up, Jamie.
No, we don't do that here. I don't have a Jamie yet. Just me. Sometimes Ethan makes me some sounds, but maybe I could find a guy named Jamie. I could pretend there's a Jamie.
Oh, well, that's okay.
I don't think this bit's working, Glenn. I think,
Oh, no, I think maybe I should get back to Cloud9.
Yeah, maybe we should have thought this out a little bit better rather than just diving right in. Maybe like a script or something.
Oh, what do you mean? It's just off the cuff.
No, see, I do the off the cuff thing. But see, now it's really snowballing, and the people are listening. This is like the first one, the new year. They don't really know what's going on. And what if it's a new listener? This is the first thing. They're like, hey, this guy's just like, he's got 2 voices going on. We're scaring people off.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just get back to Jerusha, and, I'll see you at church.
I've never gone to church with you, Glenn. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, maybe one day. I'll pray for you.
Yeah, see you, Glenn. Later. All right, that was a failed bit with my friend Glenn. And now we're just going to sweep on by that and welcome back to a new podcast. Same podcast, actually. New year, new podcast. Haven't talked to you guys since last week. I made a promise, and I keep my promises. It has been an exciting new year for me. Hopefully for you guys too. I don't even know. I forgot how to podcast. It's Wednesday, first of all. I've been saying it is Wednesday, my dudes. Yeah! Remember that meme? Maybe you do. Look it up. It's Wednesday, my dudes. We're just all about the references in the new year, apparently. I'm not going to talk about anything personal in the new year. It's all going to be memes. Just try and get as many tags on the YouTube video as possible. Just fit them all in. Clickbait it. Garbage Nerd turns out not a great title for a podcast. Message received. There's like 60 guys listen to it. So yeah, I'll try better on the names. Maybe I gotta stop thinking of them as I'm uploading the episode. Just like throwing past at the wall and seeing what sticks. So, but now I've got a whole other day to edit the podcast because it's only Wednesday. I feel like I'm staring really intently at this camera, and I wonder how you guys are feeling on the video portion. I'm always worried that I lean too much into the video thing and not so much on the audio, and you guys are missing out. But there's also a part of me that's like, hey guys, come check out the video. There's a green screen now. I could be anywhere right now. Where am I? Oh, what's? Oh no! Look at that. See, if you're just on the audio, you're like, I don't know what's going on. But if you're in the video, I might have put something cool up there. I haven't really figured out how this works yet. So potentially there was something cool at the 340 mark. Potentially not though, and it was just a green screen. But I'm also worried that I might be wearing some green in this sweater. I know it's red. I'm wearing, you can't even see the logo here. Wearing the Team Canada sweater in support of the cancellation of the World Juniors, the biggest hockey tournament of December. So, solidarity. Yeah, we just start this podcast right off. It's been a really, really busy day, really busy week, all because of the resolution. So it's a good thing it's been a busy week. Let's get into it. I got my tea right here. Hopefully you guys have I got my vanilla sleepy time tea. Delicious. Let's get me ready for bed because it is 8:40 right now. I had a jam-packed day. Today I told myself I would get a full clean sweep of the accountability board, all check marks. I haven't done it yet since the resolution started. I've gotten the most check marks I've done so far. So, it's working out well. But after this, I still got to go practice drawing and play guitar. So, we're getting down to the wire. But hopefully this podcast goes smoothly. And should we get back into it? I know I've said multiple times we're getting into it. I'm like, we're going to dive in the pool, but we're not. I'm sticking my toes in. You know what? Nah, let's head back out. What's he going to talk about? You never know. New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions are a great way for you to forget about the last year of doing nothing. The last month, maybe, of being a degenerate, eating junk food, doing drugs, sleeping in, doing all sorts of bad behaviors, and pretend that you're a better person because they changed. Because apparently the Earth has passed the point we decided in the solar system that it's the new year, the starting point of the elliptical orbit that's circular. It has done its full rotation, and that means that we get to be new people, and we get to be pretentious once again, and brag about how we're working out once again, and how we're going to be healthier. We're gonna order less food. We're not gonna smoke drugs and drink weed. My resolutions are I've had a lot. I think every time someone asks me, I've just said different stuff. I'm trying to get I get all the cliches. I'm going to be healthier. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to produce more YouTube content. I'm going to, believe in myself. I'm going to be kinder. I'm going to, all these things. But I was thinking about it, and I think the best way to wrap it all up, this is some advice I also gave to Sarah. I wrote out some wisdoms on her journey. We'll get into that. I think my resolution is just to enjoy it. Enjoy this year. I have spent the past long time in my life, past 10 years maybe. I don't even know, 2020, probably since 2012. I was in high school. No, I was doing well in 2012. 9 years, 8 years? I'm going to say 8 years. The past 8 years not really knowing where I was going, what I was doing. Just on autopilot, going through the motions, dragging my feet. just waiting for the weekend so I can drink it all away. And now I'm coming into this year, though. I was coming in hot. I quit smoking weed before the new year. I stopped drinking before the new year. I made my resolutions before the new year, so I'm a little bit better than all of you who waited for January 1st. I'm kind of ahead of you. You guys are like 4 days in, 5 days. You guys are 5 days into your resolutions. I'm 10. So try and keep up. I know it's a lot to handle, but I'll let you know. I can let you know right now that 10 days in, things are great. Things are awesome. I have this mental clarity that I haven't had in a very long time. I've been enjoying life so much more. I'm living up to the resolution of enjoy it. Things are funnier to me. I'm laughing out loud. I am excited to make videos. I'm excited to do this podcast. I'm excited to get new fans and put myself out there. I made an Instagram account for Aaron the Brock. If you haven't followed it yet, or you didn't see my my Instagram story, I should make an actual post tomorrow. I'll do that on Thursday on Facebook and Instagram. One last shout out from Aaron Brock's, so we can get those 9 followers up to maybe like 15 on this new Aaron the Brock Instagram. And that's going to be home to behind the scenes things. Every time I upload, I'm going to sauce it up there. New podcast sauced up there. Whatever I think of that's related to this content creation is going to get sauced. We're going to sauce all over it, all up on that Instagram. So be sure to follow that, and you won't miss a beat as I hopefully consistently upload things. And speaking of consistently uploading things, I uploaded the first protein paints today. Unexpectedly. I didn't plan to. I had been working on Steam Clean, the other series that I had announced prior to the new year. I spent Monday writing out a long script. It's like 4 pages, 2,500 words, no big deal. And then I was supposed to record audio for that yesterday, but the construction company had other plans for us, and they dug a big old hole in our driveway. Not quite our driveway, but like in front of our driveway. So we weren't getting anywhere. Couldn't go to Costco. It was funny. Like initially, Issa and I finished our yoga at like 8 o'clock. Finished move day 2 with Adrian. 30-day yoga challenge. If you guys are looking to get into yoga with Adrian is your spot. The move series, I'll admit, it's more of what's the word I'm thinking of? An experienced, even though Adrian would never tell you that, but they're all like 30-minute sessions, and if you've never done yoga before, it can be a little intense, a little intimidating to hop in on that. So maybe she's got beginner yoga videos. If you're thinking about getting healthier this year, read. Talking right to you. What was I saying? Yeah, we finished yoga, and we heard this loud rumbling. Our house was shaking, and there's scraping, and we peered out our front window to see an excavator just scraping the frozen ground in front of our house. Like, I mean, these things are massive. You've seen them before, and with full force, it's barely scraping like an inch or 2 off. It was gonna take him a long time to dig this hole. So he scrapes, maybe makes like a 6-inch deep hole, maybe like 2 buckets wide. And then some other guy runs over, and like you see him talking to the guy. We can hear mumbles through the window, but we can't hear what they're actually saying. He's like arm gesturing. And then what I did hear is, forget about this, go do that. So we're like, what the hell? This guy just starts digging a hole. Then he like haphazardly packs it back in and like lightly taps it down. And we're like, okay, that was kind of weird. Like this guy didn't really know what's going on. The excavator driver, he just had nothing to do. He's going to start I told myself, the camera! The camera's not recording again! I do it every time. 11 minutes this time. 11 minutes. That whole green screen bit that I was doing, like, you guys are going to see something crazy on the green screen. It wasn't even recording. No one's going to see it. I didn't even see it. I got to do it again at some point in this podcast now and act like it. I just thought of the idea. The problem is when I'm looking at my monitor, like the camera is displaying my face, so I just assume it's recording. I'm going to look so amateur. This is why the YouTube audience isn't listening to me, because I look like such a rookie. That's every single video podcast. I forgot to hit record. I'm writing a post-it note right now. You guys are seeing it. This is happening live. Now that it's recording, you see this? This isn't green. This is pink. I hope. That's allegedly pink. Turn
on record. I should have said hit record, but I've committed to turn. Turn on record podcast. And then I'm going to say handsome, just so it's like not so stern. Turn on record podcast handsome. Handsomes. I guess in case Ethan is also in the room with me, I want to address him, you know? It's got to be fair. And we're going to stick this. I ain't kidding. Turn on podcast handsomes. We're going to stick it right in the corner. I'm not going to stick it on my gaming monitor. I'm going to stick it on the crappy monitor. If any of you are gamers, you know. You buy one 144 hertz monitor, then you get a garbage 60 hertz monitor for beside you. And then that's how you do it. You get one for gaming, one for just having Reddit open while you're gaming. All right, now that I don't even know what I was just talking about. First of the year. What was I talking about? Get that noted. I was on a roll too. I was doing so well. We're talking about what a hole. Wow, what a hole it was outside. Yeah. So this guy's boss came out. He's like, "Don't bother with this hole. Go dig another hole, Mr. XVAC. We'll call him." So they left, and we're like, "Okay, that's kind of funny. I wish we could hear that conversation, but whatever." 5 minutes later, he's right back at it digging the hole, and this time he's not quitting. So I don't know what happened in that 5 minutes. I guess the boss was wrong. The foreman was wrong. There was a theory Ethan had that there was a truck that was behind the excavator, and he like drove around after the excavator stopped. So maybe he said to let the truck out before he started digging. And then the truck guy ended up having a shovel. It was a whole ordeal. I don't even know how exciting it'd be, but they dug a big old hole in right in front of our house, which if you saw the house tour, which I might have to delete, honestly, thinking about it, that's a lot of information. My address is right out there. You can figure it out as soon as like strangers start watching this. So maybe I should do that in the future, or just figure out how to edit it. It's a very simple edit, just to block out my license plate and the house number. But yeah, our house is like right in front of, it's like the entrance to the subdivision. So there's like blocked off. No one could get in. No one could get out. There is a separate road that I guess they opened up that was previously had a big old hole in it. I think this podcast is going to be called A Big Old Hole. There, see? Now, I told you I'm going to start naming these podcasts before I release it. And I just named it Big Old Hole. So there you go. We're starting the year with a big old hole. Yeah, so they, I guess they're installing a backflow. That's what the email said. It didn't say you're going to not be able to get out of your driveway. It just said the week of January 10th, we're installing the backflow pump and waiting for test results. And last I checked, it's January 5th. So they were a little early, which is surprising for construction. Luckily, it did only take the 1 day. But I couldn't record any audio because the house was shaking and they were banging around out there making all kinds of ruckus. They just had no respect for podcasters in this neighborhood. I think I'm gonna get a sign, podcast in progress, that can go, one of those lawn signs, like the conservatives, the liberals, podcaster 2022. Can I run for? I've always wondered, are the colors of those like the parties? Do you have to stick to them? Like, what if I ran for some kind of, whatever it be, what's the position you elect? The local, the district guy, the warden, I don't know who we vote for. I just vote for the team I want, you know? I don't really know what the position is. I'm not an educated voter. I'm not an informed citizen. I'll be the first to tell you that. But I do vote, so like that counts for something, I guess. But like, do the liberals have to use red signs? Are they forbidden from using blue signs? Is there some contract out there? Because if I were running, I would just make my signs in every single different color. I would make green signs, I'd make yellow signs, I'd make blue signs, I'd make red signs, and then wherever I find like signs for other teams, I just pop my signs of every color around there, and then people get to the voting, they're like, I've seen this Aaron guy everywhere. I don't even know what party he's on, but he must be on my team because I've seen. Maybe I figure out where all the conservatives are, just make some blue signs over there, then find out where the liberals are voting, red signs over there. You see what I'm saying? Has anyone ever thought of this before? You just completely be a fraud. You just fraudulently win the election by changing the colors. And knowing me, I'd have like all my colors be wrong because I picked them. I'd have like purple signs and then only my Green Party signs would be red. My Liberal signs would be green. My NDP signs, my yellow signs would also be green. Yellow's a tough color, I've figured out. Unless it's like bright glowing yellow, you know, that very like sun yellow, I can tell that. Any kind of like dim yellow looks green. This green screen could be yellow. If you told me it was yellow, I probably would believe you if I didn't know green screens were so popular. I'm gonna take another sip of tea. If you are having tea with me, take a sip as well. I'm gonna name my firstborn child Aya, just so I can. People always think I'm just like speaking, you know. I'm like, oh no, I'm not stuttering. I'm just calling my daughter, like Aya, get over here. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, I had a really good point I was gonna make. Oh, I was gonna tell you that I'm trying to slow down. Did I talk about that last week? Another first for the year. I think I speak too fast on the podcast. You've probably noticed it. And then when I do that, my throat gets dry, my phlegm builds up, I slur my words, I can't keep up with my thoughts, I just jump all around. But if I slow down and focus on what I'm saying, just like this, I think the podcast would be more enjoyable and would be more open to a conducive conversation with my audience. Now, speaking of tea, I've been really up in my tea game lately. I started before New Year's, because that's what I do here. I set trends, I don't follow them. I decided I wanted to, you know, get a new morning routine. We've discussed this. I don't think I've talked about my progress. I bought some lemon ginger tea. It's great. I love it. I don't add anything to it because I'm hardcore like that. Ethan's got this David's tea though. David's tea is a tea company, I'm told, made by a man named David. They are packaged in bags, and you put those bags in boiling water, and it turns into a flavored beverage called David's tea. Now, the thing is, most of the teas I buy come in a box, and it says what the tea is. However, this David's tea that Ethan has is in a Ziploc bag with no labels whatsoever on it, and Ethan himself doesn't know what kind of tea it is. And the tea is absolutely delicious. I love it. So I've been on a quest trying to figure out what kind of tea this is. And I enlisted the help of a tea expert I know named Sarah, whose journey we're still going to get to at some point. And I asked her, hey, do you think you could identify a tea via the smells? If you used a nasally fragrance, you know, your eyes, if you gave the tea leaves and the other dried components an ocular pat down, could you identify the tea from that? And tertiary, thirdly, could you identify the tea from taste, from your tongue, by placing the dried tea, by putting the tea, drinking the tea. She thought maybe. So I brought some of the tea home so that on New Year's Eve, when we all got together, I could talk about that too. There's so many options for this podcast for me to talk about. There's not even enough time for me to talk about all of it. So instead, I'm just going to not talk about any of it. So I brought some tea home, and we had tea on New Year's Eve. And she couldn't really, you know, it was a tough gig. It was a very tough assignment. A very important assignment, might I add. It's, I don't throw around the word tragedy a lot, but if we couldn't figure out what kind of tea this was before I drink it all, it would probably be a national tragedy that would rival the Halifax explosion, I think. I think it's probably on about that scale, because what if it's discontinued? What if... That's about it. That's about the only what if, actually. What if it's discontinued? Because otherwise I would just buy the tea and we figured it out. And it's delicious. And if I don't figure out what the tea is, then all those Halifaxians died for nothing, because they just came from Boston, where they dumped out all their tea except for this David's tea that we haven't figured out yet. Yeah. So, where was I going? The tea. So we'll get back to it. Sorry, I know you're on your edge of your seats right now. She had some theories of a strawberry rhubarb kind of tea and some other strawberry kind of tea, because something about her expertise that you may not know is she has fully visioned color. So she identified that the tea in the cup was red. And I think that was a big giveaway that I could not figure out, because to me, every tea I've drank pretty much looks the exact same. Everything's just like a murky water, you know? Here comes another sip. So my plan was to take a sample of said Davis tea to a store titled Davis Tea, and then find an employee of said store named Davis Tea and hand them this bag of tea and say, "What this? Excuse me, what this?" And then hopefully they can, via ocular pat down, nasally. I wish I had ocular pat down is not my term, by the way, if you've never heard that term. A fantastic term coined by It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I wish nasally, what's like a pat down? Nasally, tap up. No, I'm just trying too hard. No, just smelled it. They just smelled it, probably. I think that works. I think that smell conveys the message I'm trying to say to you guys. Yeah, they smelled it, and then they tasted. They didn't do either of these things because I haven't actually gone there and done it, because Omicron has shut down everything, and it's really put a damper on my life. Not only can I not go to Davis Tea to find out what this mystery tea is, I also can't go to Rim Park and get skating lessons because they shut down the rec centers too. So now I'm just stuck at home working on my damn future like a chum, you know? I got nothing to procrastinate with. Just gotta stay at home, writing videos, shooting videos, recording podcasts, reading books, drawing stuff, talking to Ethan. I gotta talk to Ethan now. Like, come on, Omicron. You're gonna make me do that shit? Oh, damn it. I made it so far without cussing. I'm sorry, sponsors. I don't normally do that. Saks, I still desperately want you guys to sponsor me one day. I want to get my face right on the ballpark pouch, so when dudes are like about to get laid, they pull down the trousers and then bam, the woman should see my face right there. And I don't know, I think it would help. I think that would like pretty much guarantee that they were getting laid. You know, if my face like certified it. This is Air Out certified penis. Air Out certified penis. I was planning on sticking out this podcast as one last hurrah. You know, trying to reel in some last Facebook followers, because I mean the original podcast got 66 views, and it's all been downhill since then. That was my best episode. Which best episode in terms of viewership, but in terms of quality, I was like so scared to talk on the mic. I was so uncomfortable. I don't want to re-listen to that one to hear what I really talked about. One day I'll do a reaction video to my podcast. That'd be such a long reaction video. I do a podcast while listening to another podcast, so it'd be like twice the length podcast. Maybe I just have someone else do the reaction video, and I just write down some points that I want them to react about. Some things that maybe just write down some catchphrases I have. Like, what was I talking about? Did I talk about that last week? And that's about the only recurring themes. I'm gonna film a weekly wander in Winterburn. I have it written. Yeah, all those things. Okay, let's get off the tea train. The tea train's not really doing it for me anymore. It's that time of the podcast where we go to viewer fan mail, also known as the notes pad in my phone. I've been listening to... Slow down. Compose yourself. Look at the camera. Adjust your headphones. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for this next segment. Aaron's Audiobooks by Aaron Air Out. Chapter 1. Braving the Wilderness. Braving the Wilderness is a novel by Brené Brown, a shame researcher from Texas who researches shame and also talks about courage and vulnerability. The book is about belonging. I'd say Brave in the Wilderness is about belonging. And this is the first book I technically read for the year. I'm back on the trying to read 50 books again. We are one in. We got to do a book a week, and we are on track. We're probably going to get 2 or 3 books this week. I'm telling you that much. And the book, I really enjoyed it. I recommend it. It gets my air out. Once I learn how to edit and stuff, that would have been a cool effect right on my screen right behind me. A big stamping effect with like smoke, like a plunger. Then smoke comes up. I could still try and do that. I got a whole day tomorrow to not do the steam clean and just edit this podcast now. Steam clean probably going to come out on Monday is what I'm thinking. Proton paints Wednesdays, podcast Fridays, steam clean Mondays. Seems like a pretty good schedule. Shorts Tuesdays and Thursdays maybe. Depends how many we film. I don't want to commit to 5 days of videos, but that's how you grow. Lots of videos. But anyways, Braving the Wilderness. So she describes the wilderness as, when you step away from the path that everyone has laid out for you, the path you're supposed to follow. When you stand alone and you stick to yourself and your own beliefs rather than reshaping them to appease everyone else, which kind of connected with me because that is something I did last year where I was like, hey, I got a really good job, super stable, I am set for life, and I'm going to toss it all away. I'm going to go into debt and do this stuff. I'm in the job hunting process. Not really any progress has been made other than sending out resumes, but we're in the process. So the debt's going to be gone in no time. But yeah, I went against the grain. I decided I don't want to do what everyone wants me to do. I want to do what I want to do. And what I want to do is make stuff. And I want to be funny. And I want to be supportive. And I want to tell other people that they should also do stuff that they want to do and don't do other stuff. And turns out this Brene Brown chick has been saying the same stuff the whole time, just taking my shtick. So there was, I think the main thing I took away from that book, there's a lot of it that my mind kind of wanders while I was listening to it. So I didn't get the full, I got maybe like 65% of it absorbed. But the main thing is that true belonging only happens when you feel comfortable belonging to just yourself and you feel okay standing alone. So you can belong, you can find people that are like you and think the same way as you, and that's belong to that group. But also, when their opinions are different from your own and you don't quite agree with them, belonging means that you stand with yourself and you're proud to be alone. And you're proud of yourself and you don't, as I said, change your views just to fit in. And if you belong with yourself, then you're always going to belong. So that was the first book. I really recommend it if you're looking for something motivational, something to inspire you to try new things and get out of your comfort zone. The second audiobook I started listening to just yesterday is called Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a pretty popular one. I think it's been out there. Other people have probably heard of it. Maybe you, the listener yourself, have heard of it. And it is a book all about building new habits and starting them small and how just all these small, consistent habits can completely change your life. And the thing that stuck with me so far, I discussed this with Ethan this morning, is an analogy he used. I'm a big fan of metaphors. I use a lot of metaphors. I like to try and come up with metaphors to explain things to myself. I think that's fun. So he described, imagine you're in New York City and you're about to get on a flight to the West Coast. You're going to California. You're going to see my boy Klaus. Going to play some golf at Harbor Bay Golf Links. Is that what it's called? Did I get that right off the cuff? Something like that. And so you're on a plane, and he said that if you took that plane and you changed its direction by just 3 degrees, that would shift the plane's nose 7 feet. Planes are big, so 7 feet, you probably wouldn't even notice it. You go from landing in New York to landing in Washington. So that is a major change that started from just a minor change. And the what he was getting at there was when you make these small decisions to stray from your course, to stray from your promises to yourself. I'm gonna cheat on my diet. I'm not gonna work out today. I'm not gonna write today. I'm not gonna make any videos today. I can do it tomorrow. Those little changes, if you keep at them, they just continuously will change your course drastically, and you're not going to end up where you want to end up. You're going to end up in Washington rather than LA. I feel like I'm trying too hard to be presentery in this podcast. I got to tone it back. Maybe it's just because I'm trying to be high energy when I'm tired. But I thought that was really cool. That it's a good way to highlight it, because I am so guilty of, you know what? It's just Uber Eats one night. One night's not gonna hurt. It's just $20. I can afford $20, and then you look at your credit card bill at the end of the month, and that $20 was actually like $200 for the month, because you did that one night a lot of nights. That one night I decided not to work out turned into a week of not working out. That one day you decide to sleep in turns into a lot more sleeping in. So, keeping track of that and what feels like a little decision to, give up on your path, and, you can cheat a little bit, could have some big ripples down the line, big changes in what's actually going to happen. So the important thing, this might sound a little counterintuitive, that he also said was not focusing so much on the goal, focusing on the setup and the systems. Focus on the systems and how you get to the goal, rather than just focusing on the goal itself. Because guess what? Everyone's focusing on the goal. Everyone wants the same goal. Everyone who's got a podcast wants to have 1 million listeners every episode. Everyone wants to have sponsorships and make a lot of money, do this for a living. But just wanting that, everyone wants that. That doesn't set you apart. That doesn't make you unique. What makes you unique is how you get there and what you're creating. So rather than myself, I'll use myself as an example. I could focus on my 17 subscribers on YouTube and my 24, 25 listeners on this podcast, which thank you, all of you. Once again, cannot thank you enough. Ooh, little burp, baby burp. I could focus on I just want more subscribers. I just repeat that to myself. Want more subscribers, need more listeners. Where instead, I should just purely focus on make better videos, make better podcasts, make every podcast better than the last one, make every video better than my last one. And if I consistently can improve my podcast and my videos if I can improve myself by 1% every day, this is once again from Atomic Habits, if you can improve yourself by 1% every day, very small change, not a big, major, drastic change, 1%, you will be 37 times better by the end of the year. And if you decrease by 1% every day, you're going to be 37 times worse. That's like zero. You're going to be almost nothing. Inspiring, right? I think I should be a motivational speaker and just recite other people's motivational quotes. That's what this podcast is built on, me recycling information I've heard back to you guys and pretending it's my own thoughts. I'm not pretending it's my own thoughts. I just told you guys it's from James Clear. What am I talking about? I'm a little too hard on myself sometimes. A little more tea. It's getting a little cold, but still tasty. One more sip. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to on my walks. Been getting my walks in every day. My 10,000 steps. Monday and Tuesday, I took a siesta. That is not a boner pill. It is a nap in the middle of the day. And I was like, yeah, this feels good. I took a siesta, and then I woke up and I went for a walk, and I was energized for the rest of my day and worked into the evenings both those days. And then today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Today. See, I'm used to it being on Thursdays. So I got thrown off. And today, we ended up going to Costco this morning, and I bought a bunch of healthy food. And I had a salad for lunch rather than on Monday and Tuesday. I had a big old bowl of tortellini. And it turns out the big old bowl of tortellini might have been the cause for my extreme exhaustion, because I did not feel that today. I was wide awake, and I just worked all the way through lunch. I ate my lunch and then we just worked until like 6 o'clock on the video. So the siesta, while it did work in the schedule, and I was able to like wake up and then like attack work again, rejuvenated, might not actually be necessary if I just clean up my diet and don't eat a lot of carbs. It wasn't just a big old bowl. It was tortellini and then like a marinara sauce and sausages and a bunch of vegetables in there. So it was heavy. It was really heavy. I probably could have gotten 3 bowls out of it and I ate it in 2. So that might have been the cause, I think. So no more siestas. Or maybe, I guess now at least I know if I'm going to take a little cat nap, I can bounce back afterwards and not just like ruin my day. The key is, I think, actually just like going for a walk after. Just get rid of that tired feeling. The cold air wakes you up. And the audiobooks, kind of like motivating. That's been my system so far. My strategy for reading all these books this year has been wake up in the morning and read my Jordan Peterson book. I'm only getting like 10 pages done a morning in that half hour. They're big pages. They're long pages. So it sounds like not a lot, but it's a lot of page to read. My eyes got to like go all the way down and then got to go all the way back up to the top of the next page and go all the way back down. So it's a lot of motion. So I read that in the morning. On my walks, I listen to an audiobook. And then in the evenings, I'm going to read fictional books. Right now, I'm reading Tales from the Cafe as part of a book club I'm doing with the Page Peepers, the Doodle Group. Same. They are one and the same. Just my friends back in Barrie. We read it's a sequel to the first book, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, about a cafe in Tokyo. I know it's in Japan. It might be in Tokyo. Cannot confirm though. Someone might be able to confirm that for me. And it's a cool time travel book though. There are rules to their time traveling. So it's a little cafe. You can only go back in time there. And there's these 3 rules. First off, you can only visit someone who's been in the cafe. Second rule, you cannot leave the seat. There's only one seat that goes back in time. And if you leave that seat, you get returned to the present. Third rule, these probably aren't in the right order. Third rule, you can't do anything in the past that would change the present. No matter how hard you try, you come back to the present and it's the exact same. Nothing has changed. You can bring objects back, but like nothing would have changed. It wouldn't change your life at all. What else? The seat is occupied by a ghost, and you can only go back in time when that ghost goes to the bathroom, which is once per day, and no one knows when that happens. And your time limit for going back in time is they pour you a coffee, and you can only be there until your coffee gets cold, hence the title, Before the Coffee Gets Cold. And if you don't finish the coffee before it gets cold, you turn into a ghost. So that was the premise of the first book. They explored like 4 storylines. It's a pretty short book. It's like 200 pages or something. And the second book it's the same concept. 4 more stories. Some of the characters are from the first book. Really enjoyable, cute little book. If you're looking for a quick read, if you have a resolution to read more books this year, I'm just full of like resolution advice. Yoga, if you want to get fit. I've been back in the kettlebells. If you're looking for another way to get fit and like don't really want to leave your house and pay for a gym, just buy 1 kettlebell. It'll last you forever. Those things are great. And Before the Coffee Gets Cold, audiobooks. Those are counting. So yeah, I'm kind of crushing it this year. I'm not gonna brag, but I'm really humble and I'm just doing really well. I'm doing really well this year. Yeah, I'm talking to you. And I believe in you guys to do well too. That's right. Let's get back to should we take a call? Hello, this is Aaron Out. Hey, yeah, Aaron, do you want to talk about Sober Life is Great? We kind of already talked about that. Oh, I do want to talk about something dumb I've been thinking. I'm a self-conscious person, you know. I am aware of other people, and I kind of make up, I think, thoughts that they have in their head about me, you know, a little too judgmental of myself. And I had this, at the end of August last year, I told my friends I'm an alcoholic. That was no secret. That was the context of podcast number 2. But oddly, I don't, whenever people ask me, like in public, why I don't drink, Not like people are just walking up to me like on the side, like, hey, why don't you drink? Like I just wear a shirt that says I'm sober. Like people I meet at like Ethan's gigs or like at a house with friends and stuff, and I say, hey, no, I'm not having any drinks tonight. I don't drink. I never tell people it was because I was an alcoholic, because there's like this part of me that's like really self-conscious that I was not enough of an alcoholic to call myself an alcoholic. Like I don't fit in with that crew, and people would judge me for not being like I didn't get like a DUIs, and I didn't pee on children or stuff. I didn't do any wild stuff, whereas like my life was in imminent danger if I didn't quit drinking. It was just like I binge drink on the weekends and I couldn't stop drinking until I blacked out. And I said some dumb stuff that I regret. I did some dumb things that I regret. I treated people not as well as I wanted to, and I regret that. But like it was pretty tame alcoholism. And I feel like if I claim to be an alcoholic, people are gonna take that from me, and I'm not allowed to be an alcoholic. So I never really talk about it. I guess I also don't even really identify myself as an alcoholic. I do and I don't. I mean, I think I do because I think it's a matter of control, and I know like I don't have the ability to have a couple drinks and like stop, call it a night, and then don't even think about it. I have two. I feel like I just got to go all the way. I don't see the point in having two drinks. That's like a waste of beer. I've talked about this before, so I'm not gonna get back into it. But that was I feel silly like saying that I'm not allowed to be an alcoholic. I'm not gonna fit in with like I couldn't go to the AA crowd. They'd laugh me out of there. That's something dumb I'm self-conscious about. Just I thought that I'd share that with you. Want to hear me heavily breathe my mic as I look and read my notes? I think I might be allergic to carrots. This came up today. It highlighted it to me today. Usually whenever I eat carrots, I get this weird feeling in my mouth. Like it gets like tingly and warm and like a little itchy, and like it feels a little numb. I never really thought about it. I thought it was like a vitamin C thing or something. If there's vitamin C in carrots, I assumed because they're orange, there's vitamin C in it, but I can't confirm that. And I had a salad today with carrots in it, and after eating the salad, I was like, my mouth feels weird. My mouth feels very odd. And then I looked it up, like mouth feels funny after eating carrots, and it turns out there is like some allergy to like sugary vegetables. There's some sugar pollen allergy that can happen, like your mouth feels weird. So I learned today that I'm probably allergic to carrots. Love carrots though. It's not going to stop me. It's not like a discomfort in my mouth. It doesn't last. My mouth's fine right now. It doesn't last super long. I think like once the carrot residue is out of your mouth, like it's all Gucci. Things go back to working order. But I learned I'm allergic to carrots, which ragweed and carrots, and I'm colorblind. Those are my deficiencies. But if you listen to the Protein Paints video, if you watched it, I am turning my colorblindness into a strength and not a weakness, because I realize as an artist myself, which you can't even see the art behind me anymore. That's kind of a bummer. I'm hiding the art wall with this. Nothing's changed, I don't think, since the last podcast. Was the Burger Man on the wall last podcast? I'll have to check that. I don't know, but as an artist, I think being colorblindness, I think that's a strength. I have a unique perspective on the world. I see the world in different colors than you guys, in a limited spectrum of colors, but like different nonetheless. All you able-bodied eyes see the world the same, whereas I see it as the same as like 1 in 7 males have color blindness. I think that's the stat. So that's like what, 14% of dudes are colorblind. I'm part of the 14%. What are you guys part of? The 86%? Pfft, no one cares about that. I don't think women really get colorblind at all. It's like kind of a dude thing. Women's like 1 in 10, 1 in 20, something like that. I should really look up. I need a Jamie. Glenn was right. I need a Jamie that I should cut a hole in my wall beside me and just like holler at Ethan to Google stuff for me while I'm doing the podcast. He's not home right now. He's at band practice, jamming with the Tyler Fry and the hot guys. But yeah, it's just me alone. Martin's back at home with COVID. Spencer has not moved in. I feel like I think he was here the day I came back, which was Sunday. I came back Sunday night, the 2nd. And there was lights on in the basement. And then yesterday I heard a door close while Ethan and I were upstairs. So either someone was robbing us or Spencer left and he has not come back yet, which makes sense because, as you know, all the closures, the school is closed. It's all online. So, I mean, if I were him, I would have gone back home and like enjoyed the free food and not live in a small basement below two guys who do yoga very early in the morning and then sit around chatting very loudly. Which we had a conversation like, is Spencer downstairs? And I don't think he was. Downstairs this morning. So yeah, it's just me all alone, and now I'm kind of scared because I had locked the front door while I showered, and then I unlocked it when I went and ate dinner, and now it's unlocked right now, and I have my bedroom door closed, and now I'm scared because I'm alone. I don't like being alone. I like being alone with other people in proximity to me. Like, I like being alone in my room, but knowing that like someone else is in this house that I know, just in case something happens. I'm a chicken. If it came down to fight or flight, I'm a 100% flight ratio. 100% of the time I'm running. If I even see someone with a clenched fist, I'm gone. I'm pulling a 180 out of there. Not taking any chances. Yeah, you're on your own if you're with me. Yeah, my kids are gonna get beat up and mugged so much because that Big Daddy, he's out of there. I'm tossing my kid to him, so they like that old dodgeball trick. We throw the ball in the air and they look at it. I'm gonna toss my kid in the air so they look up and catch the kid, and then I'm gone. You're not getting my wallet, dude. I got like $37 in there. Not giving that up. Take the kid. He's worth. You can just, they grow on trees pretty much. You can just make another one. They're free. I get to have sex. That's cool. Sex is, yeah. I can't talk about sex too much because I have so much of it that it would make you guys upset, and I'm not here to alienate my viewers. So we're gonna stick to topics that everyone can understand. Like, if I imagine I had my note queued up and I could have just segued right into that. Now I gotta look at it like a fool. New Year's resolutions was my last one. We already did that. Well, why don't we talk? As we are a family here at Air and Air Out. We are, a family of 25, and one of our members has got a big day tomorrow. Very big day. She is flying across the country to Vancouver, Van City, barring any more cancellations to her flight, which I guess if this podcast is out on Friday, you'd be listening to it in Vancouver. Super exciting. We are talking about Sarah. Give her a round of applause, people. She is the first one to take up the Air Out challenge and change your life. I handed this challenge out in September 5th. When was my first podcast? Was it September 5th or something like that? September 5th, I told everyone, hey, I changed my life. Now I challenge you to quit your jobs and change your life. And she's the first one to take me up on it. She might be the first one to make a huge mistake like I did. No, I didn't make a mistake. I'm kidding. You did. It's a great thing, Sarah. She's not actually going to Vancouver, though. That's like a kind of a secret I know. She's actually going to Fiji. Yeah, Elaine, if you're listening to this, yeah. Yikes. She didn't share that with you. But I know, because I'm in. I wrote her some wisdom, and she told me, hey, I'm not actually going to Vancouver. I'm going to Fiji. And you and Sarah, when you're in Fiji, listen to this podcast, you enjoy the water bottles there. They got lots of water bottles, and Fiji is also known for other stuff. I think, is Fiji even a place? I think Fiji's a Jewish holiday, actually, right around Christmas time. Yeah, she's going. If you're not in Vancouver and you're listening to this, or Fiji, code word. Sorry, might sting a little bit that you're still stuck in Ontario. But if you are, congratulations. Can't wait to hear about all your adventures. See the mountains. We are Sarah, another listener, Sana, and myself all started the new year unemployed. Congratulations to us. Hey, here's a toast. I am raising my mug. If you guys aren't watching, raise your mugs, everyone, to unemployment. New Year's resolution was to start the year unemployed, a fresh start, a completely fresh start. I'm going to sell all my belongings, which honestly, hearing the deal Sarah got on her car, I'm thinking about selling Delilah, honestly. She made like 11 grand on that car. And then to just like there's some poor sucker that's going to pay like 40% interest on it to the dealership that she bought it from. But who cares about the little man when I can make the big bucks? That's what we're here for. We're all here to get rich and step all over essential workers is pretty much what we're here for, right? That's the American dream, is to get rich enough so that you can have no empathy for anyone else and purely do things for your own benefit. That's the American dream. This is getting we're edging too close on the political side. We got to get back into something goofy. I'm looking around my room as if it would have been great if the painting was there and I said, we're getting back to something goofy. And then like the painting was there of Goofy, but it wasn't because of the greens. I have a green screen though. It's like anything's back there. I could just superimpose a picture of my. Imagine I got a green screen and then just put the same background of the podcast on it, just like my back wall. Absolutely useless green screen. It just looks like I'm not actually in my room because there's like a green glow around me and I am in my room. That'd be a good joke. I could have just done it rather than talked about it, but this is both a video and audio format, so we gotta appease both listener and viewer. Yeah. And we are 53 and a half minutes in. It is 9:30. Let's see. You want to see some more post-it notes? I sold my guitar, which I'm going to have to do after this. I've been learning a couple songs. Run Around, which I talked about. I don't know if I did, honestly. I don't even know. At this point, I'm not even going to start mentioning if I talked about it before. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm just going to start doing the same. Once I hit 20 episodes, they're just going to repeat. We're going into what's that thing that sitcoms go into? We're going into residuals. We're going into remission. We're going into remission after this. What's it called? Is it remission? Or no, it's the cancer thing. What is it? Syndication. We're getting syndicated, right? I think that's it. Yeah, after 20 episodes, we're syndicating. I'm just going to upload the first bunch of episodes with new titles. Just so you guys. Maybe we'll record an intro just to bait you. And then it's going to be the same old episodes. Maybe it's just this episode over and over again. New year, new me. But I'm learning Run Around by Blues Traveler. Oh yeah, why you wanna give me the run around? I'm not a singer. I'd like to be. That seems like it's like a good campfire song. It like get people bopping. They'd be doing one of these. They'd be bopping around. Hey, this guy does it all. He sings. He podcasts. He does impressions of obscure Superstore, not an obscure Superstore characters. Glenn's like a main character, but it's not a huge hit show. I don't know how many people are actually gonna get that reference of what I was doing. They're just gonna think. I'm not gonna think about what you guys think for yourselves. I'm not doing the thinking for you anymore. I was listening to Run Around, and I initially was listening to this. Well, I don't know why I'm saying listening. Watched a what's it called? A tutorial from this guy Marty Music on YouTube. He has a bunch. He's like a big guitar guy. It was like a 3-minute lesson though, and it was not very helpful because the intro of the video is him just playing the song at full speed, kind of showing off, and then he's just like, "Hey, how to play the song? You say it's this chord, this chord, this chord, this chord, and then you play it like this, dun da da dun da 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 dun da 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 dun." And I'm like, I need it slowed down, broken down. Play the chords as like quarter notes, this, 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 this. And then like break down the strum pattern. I couldn't figure out anything from his video. I was playing it wrong for a long time. And then I had this epiphanous moment yesterday when I was playing guitar. I was like, I'm going to look up a different guitar lesson. And that new guitar lesson guy, wish I knew his name, Brent Rent. Maybe I'll do a quick edit in here. I was watching a new YouTube guy, and he like did exactly what I wanted. He broke down the song. I'm into this post-it notes this year, as you can see. Wrote down the strum pattern and the chords, and then like wrote it out in long form. So like dun da da dun da 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 dun da 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 dun. If you can see that, and the song like was coming together way faster last night than me trying to like piece together what Marty was doing. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to get back into that tonight and try the new practice routine. We're also still working on Amy, Pure Prairie League. The intro's getting there. I'm still very slow at it. My calluses have kind of disappeared, so the finger's getting sore again because I didn't play too much over the holidays. Took a couple weeks off and they healed. And I think I don't know are you supposed to get your hands wet in the shower like your calluses? Is it water and moisture bad for them? I feel like you're supposed to avoid, like, while you're forming them, you're supposed to like let them dry out and like condensify. So I gotta rebuild the calluses, and then there's like parts in Amy where you gotta slide your finger from one fret to another, and it's very hard if you don't have calluses. It's very painful. It's like rubbing a steel wire along your finger, like paper cutting it over and over again, just cutting the skin right off. It's painful, but I'm getting there. If I had a callus, it'd slide smoothly. So, keep working on that. One day I'll release a video on YouTube of me playing some music, I think. Our landlord Chad was here today, and he mentioned that our new roommate Spencer had a piano down there. Ethan's got a drum kit. I've got a guitar. I've got a singing voice you've heard in the Love Machine. Could be a live song, is what I'm getting at now. Ooh, I'm just a love machine. I haven't written anything beyond that. We still just got the chorus. Ooh, I'm just a love machine. But we could just, when Spence moves back in, Spence the Menace, as I've been calling him, we're gonna get him upstairs. We're gonna show him into Ethan's studio where he makes all the beats for Air and Air Out, and I think we're just gonna jam and like make some music, start a little band here. I think my approach to making content has just been cast as wide a net as possible. Shorts, art videos, video game videos, podcasts, music. I want to do origami too. I've been looking at origami. I think that'd be a fun little video. Maybe you could like do it along with me. Record me trying some origami. I watched there's a lot of cool videos on origami, and how like origami, they're using it in science and stuff. Like in satellites and that, how they like unfold the solar panels is all origami. Medical devices and like how they like inserting, I think you're inserting catheters. And it's like this little robot that like enters flat and then it unfolds into forceps, little grippers. Origami is super cool. There is a Veritasium video if you're interested in that. It's a good watch on origami engineering. And also, there's something really satisfying I find about like unwrapping origami. This guy made a cactus. He was very proud of it. It was a cactus in a pot, like all these little spines on it. And he said it was made from a meter by 1 meter, a meter square piece of paper. One side was cactus color, the other side was the pot color. And he folded it into a little pot. It's too far away. I'd ruined the green screen. I already ruined the green screen. There's a little edge showing now. There we go. Fix that. But if you watch the video I'm talking about, you'll see what I'm talking about. He made a cactus, and I really want to see him unwrap it. And he's the host of Veritasium, Derek, who's like a PhD in engineering or something. He's wicked smart. He asked him like, "Hey, how long did it take you to make?" And he's like, "Oh, probably like 6 years. 6 years to fold. 6 years of folding paper to get a cactus." Because I guess the hardest part was how to make the individual splines, like all the little points. To like, there's like one little point, then like forks off into 2 more points, and that was all over the entire cactus. All those little tiny folds, and all I wanted was for him to like unfold it, and like I want to see the piece of paper. I did find a video of a guy unfolding a dragon into like a very crinkly piece of paper, and it didn't quite satisfy me. I really want to get my hands on that cactus and unfold it. I'm just all about the chaos, I guess. Destroy the planet, destroy origami. It satisfies me. It gets me going. Unfolding stuff. Putting stuff in holes, not in like a weird way, like trypophobia. If you guys heard of that, I think trypophobia is the fear of stuff with lots of holes. So I think what I have is called trypophilia, where I'm like into that. I like that. Seeing that stuff is like cool to me. It all started in elementary school, we watched this video on these frogs, and they carry their eggs on their backs. Like there's a bunch of holes on the back of the mama frog, and the eggs like grow like on the outside of it. And then when the frogs hatch, they like shoot out of the holes, and the mom's back is like covered in all these little holes, and there's frogs crawling out of it. I love that stuff. That video was like so cool, and I was like, wow, why is this like so satisfying to me? Again, just like the ASMR stuff, not in a sexual way, in a purely curious and enthusiastic way. I'm like, wow, this is super cool. Look that up too. Watch Veritasium, and then go watch Frog Gives Birth from Back. Maybe I'll do it. I don't remember the type of frog. Here, tomorrow, go look up the frogs. They're called... And now, if you're watching the video podcast, you're SOL, but you're already on YouTube, so like just go look it up. But the audio listeners, they're not going to be able to do that. So for them, I'll edit in myself saying the correct answer, which now I'm going to have to listen to the podcast tomorrow. I'll be like, God damn it, Aaron, why'd you do that for me? Now I got to add stuff to this podcast, I mean. Sheesh. Yeah, so now there's like a subreddit for trypophobia, where like all these videos are just stuff filled with holes. There's this picture of like a tree that I guess a woodpecker had been pecking at, just smashing its head against it. What an animal! It just smashes its head against a tree for its entire life. Oh, what an existence! And people are worried about like finding their purpose, and like you could have been a woodpecker. But then a squirrel, I guess, had come and found all these holes and filled them with acorns. And it was like, man, I just want to like pull the acorns out of those holes. That's all I want to do. That would be so fun. Just pull. It's like pimple popping videos and stuff like that. Blackhead extractions, earwax cleaning. Oh my god, man. I'm just in satisfaction heaven thinking about it right now. I might go watch some tonight. I'm just going to blow off all my tasks and just watch a big old wad of earwax coming out of someone's ear. I'm not putting a disclaimer on this one. This one... You're on your own. You're on your own, Sarah, in Vancouver, or not Vancouver, or Fiji, or not in Fiji, wherever you are. Should I keep addressing individual people on this podcast? Like, would it be weird in some strange world where this podcast takes off? Would it still be weird if I was getting like 100 listeners and I'm still just like calling out individual people I know just by their first name? I could just start using a last name too, just like really just DDoS you on my podcast. They already know you're in Vancouver. They know your first name. How many Sarahs are really in Vancouver? There's probably not that many in Fiji, I'll tell you that. It's really cold now. I made this at 8, probably around 8, yeah. Right after I took a shower and ate dinner. Not to brag or anything, but I did both of those things. You see my hair? I did not gel my hair just for this podcast. I did not look in the mirror and think I looked disheveled again and didn't want to come back on camera and felt self-conscious, so I threw some gel in my hair so it wasn't in my face. I didn't do that. This is just naturally, like, this is just where it goes, naturally. Oh, but I think we're getting to that time of the wrap-up time. I think I'm rambling here. I'm kind of running out of steam, if I'm TBH. But this has felt like a good one. I think we have started the year strong. I wanted to start entering the podcast with "Hello, ladies and folks." I want that to be my catchphrase. I'm trying to think of merchandising opportunities. I would love a "Welcome Back Me" T-shirt or hat. I think that'd be great. Which I don't really like YouTubers merch and stuff where it's just like a random quote, like, which is exactly what I just said. But I don't like where it's just like a big logo of theirs printed on like a blue T-shirt. It's very low effort, or like it's just a black T-shirt with white block text that says "Welcome Back Me," which, yeah, I'm probably going to do exactly that, but at least I'm going to be honest with you and say I don't want to do it. I'm going against my will. I'm not braving the wilderness on this. I'm not true belonging right now. I'm purely selling out, I think is what they say. Maybe I'll have a change of heart when we get the 100 viewers and I keep DDoSing you guys, but yeah, now I should wrap it up. It's just so hard to wrap it up. I need like a consistent intro, like "Hello, ladies and folks," which was just a random thing I happened to say while watching the boys play Rocket League. And then what else? I need a consistent outro, like something I can say right at the end of the podcast to like sign off. You know, like who's that guy that says good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, like that kind of deal. Just like if you guys got something, send it to me, and then I'll just like rewrite it and take credit for it. Just change like a couple words, move them around, or like just a theme. Anything like that. Please talk to me. Please send me messages. No, not that desperate. So I guess I got to update the outro song now to say like, hey, follow me on Instagram, Aaron the Brock. Ooh, I got to make a Facebook page too. I got to make that channel trailer as well. I got to make it. There's a YouTube channel trailer thing as well. I think I should make, but I don't really know what to do. I don't know how to describe my channel because it's just doing whatever. Like, I don't know how do I sell myself? Oh, I got to figure out how to sell myself. Yeah, there's a lot to think about. There's a lot of things to do on this kind of creator path. I'd never want to. You know what term I hate? Influencer. Ugh. I'm not influencing anybody. Not that anyone's called me an influencer. I don't want to think I'm not getting ahead of myself here. I'm not an influencer, nor will I ever be, because I think it's a stupid term. So please never call me. Never. If you're like, hey, do you guys know what Aaron's up to? Like, oh yeah, he's an influencer. Don't listen to the podcast anymore. You are removed. I am going to find out and just permaban your IP address from downloading this episode. You call me what I am, and that is anything but influencer, really. You can use any other word. Trash man. Say he's a trash man. That's what I want. Trash man 2022. Big ol' hole. Yeah, now you can tell I'm stalling. I'm stalling because I want to get to an hour 10 minutes. I can see it. I can see us closing in on it. I'm just trying to think of an outro. Think of do you guys want shorter episodes, longer episodes? Let me know. Is an hour 10? Is that like a good length for you? I talked about last week. That's going to be a shirt too. I talked about last week. What was I talking about? What did I talk about last week? Oh, their retention time. I was curious what their retention time was. And you guys listened to like all of it. The average listen time for I looked at like the last 5. I didn't look at all of them, but it was like an hour. It was an hour plus for every single one I looked at, which means, there's some people that I think are bringing it down. Like if they listen to like the first 10 minutes or whatever, that would like bring it down. But for the most part, if the average is that high, that means most of you are listening to the entire thing, which is great. So I'm not that boring, it turns out. Yeah, that was it. I don't really have any more trains of thoughts to hop onto. I don't think we're going to make it to an hour 10, but with the outro I am. So there we go. It's how we do it here. We take the easy route. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2022. It's going to be a new year for Aaron the Brock and Aaron Air Out, and I'm happy to have you along for the journey with me. So, whatever your New Year's resolutions are, I hope they all go well for you guys. But most importantly, just remember to enjoy it. Take care, folks. Hey, you did a great job listening to this podcast, and I really think you're going to do a great job again next week. So be sure to tune in to Aaron Air Out every Friday on Spotify, Google, and Apple. Also, find me on YouTube at Aaron the Brock. Take it easy, folks.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed your stay. Now take what you learned and have a great day. Damn, it feels good to air out.